record.
Okay.
Okay. We have our new coach call right now that we're going to record with our new coach that started within 2-3 weeks here. So what I wanted to do with Kim is go over how she's been in her first couple weeks. She's already reached Emerald, which is awesome. Had 8 Success Club points in her first month, I guess, which was really like 2 weeks. So
I still can't believe that.
I know. I looked that up in the back office. I'm like, wait, you had 8 Success Club points. So now that's a big, bang. You had all those people that were waiting for you to be their coach in your hot market, and which is really cool. So we're just going to talk about what we can do next and just basically answer some questions and from you, and then I'll give you some things to go ahead and try and work on next.
Okay, sounds great.
Cool. What I just like to find out first is, and it's kind of like good news, bad news, but you can tell me, I like to find out, like, what are you struggling with and what are you doing really well with? So whichever one you want to start with.
Okay. Let's see.
Or you can interweave them.
Yeah, I probably will. I'll be all over the
fine.
place because it is so new and I still am trying to just pick apart pieces and put them all together. I've been really good at follow-ups and circling back with people, checking in with my current challengers and then people who have been waiting challenge packs who are in my challenge group right now, but just reaching out and touching base with them, personal private messages, and they have been very appreciative of that. So making that connection and, just being there for them, they have been very appreciative.
Privately messaging them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yes.
Cool.
It's very personal and they seem to like that. And every single person has said, thank you for reaching out. Thanks for doing that. And I said, absolutely. I just want to make sure, you got started, you understand the program, and do you have any questions? I'm here for you.
Cool. Perfect.
I have been good about the invites and inviting more people. I actually had another teacher friend who asked, was it too late to join my challenge group? And I said, no, absolutely not. She said, I have the 21-day fix, but I saw you've been doing it, for a week and heard from some others. Can I still join you? I said, please do. You can start anytime. So she just joined, and so I put her on my list. So she's new in the group. I have been just kind of by word of mouth because where I work in my school building is so big. I'm just reaching out, touching base with people, and just kind of planting little seeds along the way, giving little hints. People asking, hey, I saw you're a Beachbody coach now, and what are you? Just asking, inquiring about it. So that has been great. So the invites and the follow-ups have been great. Posting several times a day is tricky. I try to do that reach out with my challenge group, touch base with them in the morning. Several of my challengers are at work and I can touch base with them throughout the day, but also when they're night owls, they are very late. So I've got to stay up a little later to make sure I see their messages. So just keeping in contact with them. But I can't get several, like 2 to 3 posts out a day. I try and do one before work on my fitness page or regular Facebook page, and then challenge group, touching base with them. And then I've been wanting to reach out like in the evening again, and I've been sporadic at that. So I have just kind of kept a running log of ideas and tips and following people, other fitness gurus, not necessarily Beachbody coaches, but just other fitness people, and just getting inspiration from them and whatever life brings my way. I just kind of try and weave that into my posts.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So what have you been able to do with your posts right now? You said you are able to get an early morning one in.
Yes, at least one in the morning before I go to school, and then one at night. I've been trying to do that later in the evening. I can't do it during the day at school because they watch closely and they know, hey, you're a teacher, you shouldn't be posting, So I don't. But that's not to say I don't check messages or get back with people throughout the day too. I could do that on my lunch hour or when I have a break. So I'm trying to be cognizant of that and be mindful of conflicts between the two jobs. So I guess that's a challenge if be working full time. And I've found some great videos of people who Beachbody coaches, top ones, who've said and addressed my very issue. How do you work full time yet still be a successful Beachbody coach? And so they've kind of given me some tips to carve out in the day. It's just being able to actually put that into motion and do it. So, because things come up and I'm like, look, it's 9:00 already and I've got to pack lunches and I've got to get back and I got to make a post. And so from 9 to 10:30 is like crunch time, but also trying to spend time with hubby and try to adhere to that schedule that I said I was going to do and devote to him. So that's been a challenge.
Okay.
I just want to completely devote all my time to Beachbody because it's so new and exciting. And
I know.
I have a million ideas, but I'm like, okay, I can't wait for summer because then I can really go full time with it. So I guess that's the best part about being a teacher and a Beachbody coach.
Yeah, that's true that you'll have that summer then.
Yeah.
And that was great that you had spring break too.
That was the best timing.
Launch a little bit, but now you're like, wait a second, whatever.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, I papers to grade, Beachbody stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So I trying to find that balance again.
So do you feel like you have ideas for what to do? It's just a matter of getting used to it and doing it?
Yes.
Okay.
The challenge group posts and ideas for that seem pretty easy. And right now it's a lot of looking back on previous challenges that I've been in and seeing, and a lot of it's copy and paste, but with my own, I just kind of tweak it a tad and just try and put my own little twist on it or my own picture. It's not a direct copy, but I'm, the Motivation Monday, the Thirsty Thursday, the Flex Friday, or just ones that, other people have done, everybody else has done, but just keep it simple and checking in and so forth. So, but I had some great ideas on upcoming posts. Like last night, I had this great idea just to generate conversation, and it was basically about my blender, my shake maker.
Yes.
I'm not necessarily going to buy one because it still works. Kylie, please don't blow. She's blowing her whistle. So,
right when we.
Yeah, of course.
Mine do the same thing.
Now I lost my train of thought.
With your blender post, I saw that's good.
Yeah, and I got a lot of feedback from everybody, and it did generate conversation and lots of replies back and forth. But ironically, it was funny because it was from a lot of other Beachbody coaches. But that was fine if that's what gets the message and it popping up in people's feeds, and that's okay. I'm okay with that.
That's cool. I mean, that you get that already, so that's awesome. Yeah.
So,
a couple tips that I could throw out that's been helping me with my posting is your fitness page. You can schedule. Did you see how you can schedule those?
Yeah, in advance so that they pop up. Okay.
So you do your post just like you're going to do your post, but I found it to kind of be easier to do on Pages Manager, which is an app.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did see that pop up too a couple of times.
Yeah, so go ahead and do that app, Pages Manager, and you go in and you make a post just like you're making a post. Like I've said before, like I have a picture of my lunch or something.
Okay.
That's from 3 days ago. But, I took a picture of my tea from a few days ago that I have in the afternoon, and that was one of the things that I scheduled today. So then I go through my pictures and I'm like, boom, 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 boom. Like I did a motivational quote. I did me working out. I did my lunch, I did, my afternoon tea, whatever. Right. I'm not as good as getting something going for the night, but that's something I need to get better at scheduling as well. But I try to get that in the morning where I'll do a post on my Instagram to Facebook because you can do that all in one.
Right, all in one.
Mm-hmm. And then I'll go and kind of do the same one on my like page.
Okay.
And then while I'm at my like page, I'll go through my pictures and make, 2 other posts for the day.
Okay.
And schedule those. And when you're doing that, let's see what it looks like. Like I said, you just do a regular post.
Okay.
So
that's
you
really
have
a
to
great
click,
idea.
if you're going to do a picture, you click on photo.
Okay.
And whatever, upload your photo, do your little post, and then there's three little dots.
Okay.
And that'll let you schedule.
Are they vertical?
Yeah.
Okay, the dots, yes.
Mm-hmm. And that'll let you schedule.
Okay,
so
schedule.
That's been helping me as well because posting kind of, I feel like that's all I'm doing. So.
That's cool because that'll get me out of trouble with school if they say,
Yes.
hey, you're posting during the day. Nope, I scheduled it in advance. So
That's true. And
Yeah.
there's also another, I have it, but it's, I mean, if I was working all day, I would do it like you, and but I
Yeah.
know I'm okay with it. So, but
Okay, cool.
I do like to do, I'm going to start using it more in challenge groups and in like this Coach Basics group, and it's called Hootsuite. HOOTSUITE.
Okay.
Hoot.
Oh, Hootsuite. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Got a cute little owl.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Or there's Buffer.
Buffer.
And I've heard
Okay.
people like Buffer better. So
Okay.
those are ones that you can, take a Sunday, a couple hours on a Sunday to get your planning in and play around with that. And
Yeah.
you can schedule, maybe if you even just schedule, I don't know, an afternoon post for Monday to Friday or something.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that idea.
So that's a good one too. And then the other thing that I just started setting up for myself, I think you said you might have looked into it, but the challenge tracker, the app.
Yes, I do have that. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's been helpful with getting people ordered and seeing how or once they order and then they jump into the challenge group. Several of them jumped on board, but they didn't necessarily send their email to invite them. So
Okay.
they have to, not everybody took advantage of that.
Okay.
And I pulled the emails from the people who ordered from me. So that part was easy, but the other people who I don't know their email, then it's okay. But I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah.
And then for the people who are not on Facebook, that's been helpful, but they have to actually do it. They're not tech savvy people. So I'm just trying to be patient. So I text them. So I feel like I'm texting, using that challenge tracker and using messaging and the challenge page, but it's okay. I mean, that's how I have to reach them all. That's what I have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll get into the groove. That first week with, I don't know. I feel like when they start, I feel like they're all kind of new because they must have had the program already and they didn't really do well. So they're really kind of starting new with you anyways. I feel like that first week is just like, they don't even know what's going on. And the second week, kind of getting into it. The third week, they're rocking it. And then that's the second round, they really do well. But
that makes sense. I'm thinking, and I'm already thinking steps ahead now that Scott and I are doing this 22-minute hardcore. Am I crazy to start another challenge immediately after I'm done with this one? Like I start on April 4th and it'll end April 21st. So could I start it, or 24th? Could I start it April 25th, that next Monday, and just go and start planting the seeds now to say, heads up, this is what I'm going to do, my next challenge?
Oh, yeah, you could. You could totally do that.
Okay.
I like to kind of do it for like the next Monday.
Okay.
Or even
a week off.
Yeah, because then you're kind of like, maybe you want to do the 3-day cleanse or something after, give them a couple days.
Okay.
And then what you can do is then you do the pregame of setting up that next group of the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You know what I mean?
Yes. Right. And that's what I found myself like cramming all that into like 2 days, and they really need like a 4-day lead. Plus several people finally figured out how to order, so they ordered late and they're just now getting their challenge packs, which is fine. I mean, I've been saying, hey, well, you have Beachbody on demand, you just didn't have your Shakeology, so they were making do, but I want to give them plenty of advanced time. Okay, that makes sense.
And the thought on that too that I had is I think I'm going to put out like a bridal boot camp.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm going to call it.
That's cool.
So if you want to jump in with me and we can do it together or something.
Yeah, I was thinking bikini boot camp, but then I'm thinking most people, I was just talking about wearing a bikini on the beach and they said, oh my gosh, I will not wear a bikini. And I said, maybe bathing suit boot camp. How about that? Bathing suit? Because I know a lot of people go to the beach, but.
Yeah, and then that's tough too, because then you could have this other thing too, that's that Summer Strong coming out.
Yeah.
That's awesome too.
Yeah. Can we name, I mean, I didn't want to copy and say Summer Strong. Maybe that could be a hashtag, but just jump onto that.
You totally can use that same thing.
Okay.
Yep. Do that same thing. And then you'll have, I think they'll have a big group started, and you can have your own little private group too, because they'll probably have millions of people in that big group. So
yeah. Oh yeah.
Like the hammer and chisel,
Oh yeah. That was huge. Yeah.
So, but that's the next thing I wanted to talk with you about, is to think of a marketing plan, and you're already doing that. So
Okay.
But those are some tips on how to, kind of plan when your next date is going to be.
Okay.
But then it gets to where I do think that you should have this group get ready to go into another 21-day fix.
Yes.
But then, like, we have a team-wide 22-minute hardcore group just going. Like, we're not doing day 1, day 2, day 3. We're just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
It's just whatever day they're on.
So we can invite people to that like crazy. So it can be, a summer boot camp or something. Because that's true. Like,
I like that.
People more our age are like, what, bikini?
Yeah, they're like, bikini.
And we're like, yeah, bikini.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, and then there's the other thing. So then it's tough because I don't want to narrow it down so much, but I think like the bridal boot camp would be cool because
that's cool.
Has that going on too. So I don't know, whatever you want to throw out there and go with on your marketing plan, but those are some tips about how to get a start date. The other point I was going to say too about the start date is that I kind of look at what the last day of the month is. So it's the 30th on a Saturday. And you know what, then you can have it maybe even start the 9th of May or something.
Okay.
Because then they all have to order by the 30th.
Right.
And then you're going to start that preseason of getting them set up.
Right.
That pre-week. And then they all start on the 9th. So
that's,
and the other thing too that you do with that is that you can be like, last call to sign up for this May 9th group.
Right.
But, you can still go into the 1st and the 2nd of the month and do private invites and say, we still could get you into this and you still could get ordered. So then you're able to get your May started with some success.
Yeah. And that's kind of like what's happened now. A couple people have just decided, when I reached out to them initially, do they want to join this challenge? They said, I'm going to sit back and just kind of walk and do my Fitness Pal for now. And I said, you're more than welcome to jump in anytime. But I said, can I come back? Would you like me to invite you again? And they said, yes, please reach out to me in May or something.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
So,
And then those are the people too, what I hear kind of, maybe you heard this too, is that they don't really understand the value of your challenge groups.
Right.
So then that's when you want to get them on a free group. So maybe invite them to a free group first.
Free group. Okay.
And we're going to try and push for that on the 18th.
Okay. April 18th?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I remember in Super Saturday, there was, I don't remember if it was yours or Josh's presentation that said it takes at least, some people don't even join or start to follow you until like the 7th invite.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a pretty amazing statistic.
Yeah. It's the average 7 people that are 7 times that people, either whether it's with the coaching opportunity or with.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why, and people stop asking after the 3rd or 4th time. So.
Yeah. Yep.
I know it did for me, and it did for you. So we have to set mine.
Yes.
For 17 times. No.
Yeah, forever.
3. I'm going to be able to joke with you about that forever. I love it.
I know. That's okay.
No, but it is. It's going to be a good story that you're going to have to share with everybody, with all of your coaches too, all the time. You're going to have this amazing story like, hey, this is what I was going through. I really wanted to do it, but this is what my coach did with me to build a relationship. This is what you guys got to do,
Absolutely. Yep.
Cool. So struggling with, doing well with, think of a marketing plan. So we got that. Did we go over a good plan for what you're struggling with most? Do you think it sounds like you're doing good with the scripts and the conversations and everything? And
it does.
Objections and all that?
Absolutely. All the files in the Team Tenacious page really is helpful. I can just click those real quick, get a gist, put my, copy paste, put my own twist on it, and it's good to go. And that has worked.
Sweet.
People respond very well to how fast I respond back to them. They're like, wow, thanks for all the detailed information. I'm thinking, I didn't do it. Lindsay did it all.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
But it
okay.
works.
That's how it is. And that's why when we get people to start as coaches as well, we're going to show them that, listen, this is, it's not going to take that much of your time. That's how it's going to be duplicatable for sure.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That makes me so happy that you said that. Like, all
Yeah.
those styles, they work.
They do. They totally work.
Nice.
Yeah.
So then how about your contact list? Are you getting a good flow or organization on that?
Yeah, I've been looking into that Google Streak too, and that seems like a good time to jump on that to get everything in order, especially starting out new, just to input all that now rather than, because I'd have a folder and like a notebook, but I can easily see how everything can get buried. So, because I'm flipping back, but pages and pages. So that Google Streak looks very interesting and looks like it could be a huge time saver. And it's very detailed. I was surprised to see liked my page, or I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got so many good tips in there. I'm like, you are uber organized right now. Like, oh my gosh. But tips on even like people that like your like page, like once you get into that, I can go in and see who's last liked my page and request them as a friend, or even send a message to them, and start to build a relationship with them.
Right.
So I was like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. And people, when you send out friend requests, are you getting a good hang on that too?
Yeah, absolutely. Like crazy. I mean, and Facebook has been suggesting people too. And I see how many mutual friends we already have, and even people who aren't, but I just look at them and say, I'll send them a friend request, and 9 times out of 10, they'll accept, and it's fine. So I'm just building that list.
Cool.
So, yeah.
And then that's cool. The people I kind of keep on my build relationship list.
Mm-hmm.
And then start liking and commenting. And I like how she said, then it's not weird if you, get a like or a comment back from them if I send them a message or something. So
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And then how about, you said you're doing well with inviting and you're just talking about it at work and.
Yeah, a lot. That seemed to work out, and somebody reached out to me when I was inviting somebody. They said, can I jump on your challenge group still? So just by word of mouth and talking about it, I'll talk about it all day at school. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
Sweet. And then my other question is, any personal development that you're listening to, or?
Right now, I haven't done any personal development. I think my personal development right now is just listening to the top 10, the elite coaches and their YouTube videos, because to me, that's just starting to see how they operate, getting their lingo and getting familiar with everything and how they do it and got started and how they did it so quickly. And while the quickness part isn't too much of an aspect, I just, I want to ease into it, and then summer I can dive into it more. But just listening to those, like Anita Myron and, there's another Lindsay Mattaway. Just listening to them is, to me, I think, personal development now. Yeah. But then I can dive into those books and those other little things. And I'll listen to the Wake Up Call, that podcast app, too, some of the podcasts that I've been on. So yeah, I'll just kind of listen to that on the car on the way to work. Nice. So
yeah, I wrote down those. I got to find out where I wrote that down. I got so many notes everywhere. But she gave some awesome tips on exact scripts and that. And every time I listen to the National Wake Up Call, they give me new ideas. So that's perfect. Exactly what you're doing. That's definite personal development right there.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, cool.
The other thing that I would suggest is GoPro is a good one to start out with.
Right.
And that just kind of
was on Super Saturday, I remember. I wrote that down, but I'm going to write it down again.
Okay. And I got the book, which it's nice to have the hardcover, and I also have the audio, but that was before I knew about Audible. Yeah. But I just pop a CD in my car when I'm, in my car by myself. Yeah. And not listening to a movie or whatever, Disney, but but that was good to have it go through my brain that way. And then it's a good reference book because he gives a lot of exact scripts too.
Okay.
But you'll be able to say to your coaches, hey, check out page number, blah, 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 and GoPro. And that's exactly what you want to do.
Okay.
So once you get through those YouTube ones, And yeah, just keep listening to the national wake up calls, and then try and think about getting the GoPro to be your next one.
Okay, GoPro.
Cool.
Will do.
So just some calls to action that I wanted to throw at you about your first challenge group. First of all, that's freaking amazing that you're running your own challenge group by yourself. Like, you already like flew right out of the nest. I love it. That's so cool. But what I do like to do usually is when they're going through a Coach Basics, you know, they'll do the Smart Start training. New coaches will do the Smart Start training, fast track, and then you'll go through this Coach Basics, 2 weeks Coach Basics. And while you're in this Coach Basics, we'll help you with how to invite and get your challenge group set up. And then you usually run it with the sponsor coach. Run your first or second challenge group with the sponsor coach. But you're doing it on your own. That's awesome. And
I said, because you
that's right.
you taught me well. I mean, because I was in so many of
yeah,
yours. Yeah.
You already have the guides there too, so that's perfect.
Yeah.
And people can do that. Hey, and that's something else that I'm working on creating too. Is I'm just going to have like those posts that I have from the challenge group and create a whole guide. Like, here's what you post, and here's what you post for pregame and week and all that stuff. So it's like, if they're ready to run, here's the guide, and go do it and set it up.
Yeah.
If they're not so much, then you run it together.
Yeah.
But some things to think about during that group is you kind of want to see if you can facilitate coach activity with them. And what I mean by that is to try and get them to, you know, on one of their posts, there's bonus points if they post that on their wall.
Ah, okay.
So like a Fitspiration Friday or something. Post your, you know, favorite quote, you know, 1 point, and maybe share that quote on your wall. And you know, then I say something like, you never know who you'll inspire, you know, when you do this or something, and I'll say add 3 points or something.
Yeah.
So I like to kind of do it like that, like you add 3 points.
Yeah.
Another thing that I want to start doing in the challenge groups is each week I want to try and tally up the points so that I can post that.
Right.
And get a little fire going, you know?
Right. There's been 3 consistent people who posts.
Okay.
Nonstop. So
awesome.
The other people, they say, I'm following and I'm doing everything, but I just don't post. But they'll reach out to me. They'll either tell me in person or they'll text me. And I'm like, you don't have to be shy. It's a closed group. And then they say, oh, it's closed? I go, yeah, it's totally closed. Feel free to be comfortable and just say anything. And yeah, I said, but I respect your, you know, wishes to not say anything too. That's fine. So, yeah.
Hey, that's a good idea. I never thought about, like, you know, reassuring them again, like, hey, nobody can see this except us in the group. So.
Yeah, it's closed. Yep. Yeah. I think because of the teacher thing. It's that whole, like, that's why I was incognito as a different name. Mm-hmm. Before, and our administration wanted to be careful about things and just, you know, said they want to be proactive so that teachers wouldn't get themselves into trouble. Parents and former students want to get in contact with you and be friends. And I had a rule: I would never, ever, ever be friends with any parents. Well, some of those parents I work out with at the gym and I see all the time. I have to really know them before I friend them. But I'm thinking, okay, they could be potential clients. They could be potential, you know, Beachbody customers. So now I'm reaching out and coming out of my comfort zone a little bit. But I think a lot of teachers are just still scared, or, oh, I don't want to upset administration, so I'm not going to post anything. I'm like, it's a closed group. They can't see it.
Okay.
So, but they're feeling more comfortable about that.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a good idea to say that again, like something where you're doing that in your welcome video or something, and now we have in the groups where you can do live video. Like,
yeah, I just saw that. Yeah, that was awesome.
Cool. That makes it a lot easier to just give hey, I just finished my workout. Just wanted to tell you guys to rock it today. You're all doing great. You know, something like that.
Yeah.
That's something you need to get better with too. So.
Yes.
I'm go ahead.
That. Yeah, I would like to try that.
So just some tips there, coach facilitating posts.
Okay.
Some other things I like to do is when you have them get all signed up, and you've checked their order, and you send them that message back, like everything looks good on my end. Go ahead and check all that, and then I'll say something like, when you get everything, like lay it out on the table and tag me in the post and do a shout out and say that you're ready to get started with your 21-day challenge or something like that. And put it out there in the world that you're going to do this to hold yourself accountable.
Right.
Okay. So then that also is going to get people watching them and kind of showing that you're really helping people out there too.
Okay.
And then another trick would be like when they are doing their every weekly Saturday check-in or something, do post, do shout outs on your wall.
Okay.
It doesn't have to have a picture. I mean,
right.
You could just wanted to give a shout out to these ladies in my blah, blah, blah group.
Yeah.
So people are seeing that you're actually, people are actually doing it with you,
Yes, yes.
You're
not just
really, it's working.
Ghosts, imaginary people.
Yeah, right.
and tag them in those posts.
Well, you can ask them.
Ask them. Yeah.
They like when they do their check-ins, I might send them a private message and get really excited. Like, you're doing so awesome. I'm so excited about your, whatever. And then I'm going to do a shout out to everybody. I could either make it anonymous or tag you.
Okay.
And then, so facilitate coach activity, like with some of your posts, give some bonus points. And it sounds like you have 3 leaders in there.
Yeah,
okay.
They really are.
So those are the ones too that you want to reach out to and be really excited about the first week. And I'm so, you're doing awesome. And thank you for, posting in the group, and you're inspiring everybody. And then I like to ask, how are you doing with your eating plan? I just want to check in privately.
Right.
With your eating plan and your workouts, are you liking them? Are you feeling stronger? And how are you loving Shakeology?
Okay. Yeah.
And then write down also in the, if you haven't seen this yet already, in the Team Tenacious files, there is a flow chart.
Yes. I did come across that a couple times, but I didn't spend a whole lot of time on that yet.
This is what you really need to start focusing on now that you have people that have signed up and they are your challengers, because we have to make sure that we stay on, like that sentence I just said, whatever, that message I just said.
Yeah.
To see if they love Shakeology. And then it'll explain the rest in the flow chart. But if they do love Shakeology, let them know about how it's going to be with the discount if they're signed up as a discount coach. If they love Shakeology and they're a customer, let them know about, hey, I can help you save, $20 on the next month or whatever. But just to let them know the cliff notes of what it's going to be like for the next month. Okay. And I like to do that thing too. Like, are you cool to stay on track with it? Maybe not so much like the first week, but the second week. A little later. Yeah. But then, like I was talking about, to have your customers maybe turn into discount coaches, but even have your customers or anybody, any of your challengers, turn into actual coaches. Yeah. So that flow chart will let you know, like, the steps to take on that, because we want to make sure that we remind people that they when they sign up with that challenge pack, that's going to be on Home Direct. Yes. Yes. A couple of them said if, because that's the way it automatically comes, they're like, can we cancel it? And I'm like, yes. I said, in fact, I was honest. I said, in fact, I did myself for various reasons. And, and I said, it's just what I had to do at the time. I said I didn't want to, because I just wanted to keep drinking it because it was great and I knew the benefits. But I said, if that's what you have to do, then that's what you have to do. But hopefully you'll really like it and see the results and you'll just stick with it. So, but I wanted them to know that Beachbody's great about, if you cancel, there are no questions asked. They're really great about that. But if you restart it, then, you won't get that. It's right. Just better to stay. It's more cost effective if you just stick with the Home Direct. Exactly. Right. Because then they're going to pay for another bag that's gonna be a lot.
Right.
Instead of just that $99 price at the discount coach account.
Right.
But then too, what I like to say when I'm reaching out to them and, maybe by like the second week or so, like, do you think you'll want to stay on track with this?
Mm-hmm.
And, whatever, go through all of that. And then maybe if they're not feeling it, or if they are going to be in the next challenge, I try to let them know about like, well, that's awesome if you want to stay in the next challenge group. And I think what we could do is we could invite some people to join you and get some, get some accountability partners. You have some people that you can think of that would want to do this with you.
Do another round. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So then that helps with them seeing that, hey, you could have 3 people join you and you can get your Shakeology covered.
Right.
And that's awesome that you got Mary all set up there too.
And
that all worked out. Oof.
Yeah. I was like, woohoo, thanks, cousin.
Nice.
Yeah. So she's super excited. She's one of my best participants. She's on it, and her friend Michelle. So they are both every night. So
those 2 are posting a lot?
Those 2 are posting the most. Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see. Mary's going to keep going and she's going to ask some more people.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yep, absolutely.
Okay, we're going to keep an eye on Mary.
I know. I was like, ding, ding, ding. Got my radar.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's some things too, like where you want to get her to start getting comfortable with, putting herself out there with what she's doing with her posts.
Right. Absolutely.
And giving her shout outs and tagging her and stuff.
Yes.
There you go.
I'm going to do that.
Cool.
Planting those seeds.
Right. It's just kind of, they don't understand that that's really all it's about. You don't really have to get crazy with it. Like, and then when they start doing those kind of posts, it's like, you're doing what we're doing. That's what we do.
Right.
We're just sharing what we're doing. And you just did that. Shared that you're loving your program and this is your results. And
right.
So
absolutely.
That's a good transition for him. So.
Okay.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think you got some good things to think about and work on. You got your sticky notes going, or you got a notebook?
I do. Notebook, and all my sticky notes are in my school bag. Okay. I left them at school.
Shoot. And I do have that flow chart printed out that I just hang
okay.
Probably because I'm serious, like try and follow that exactly. It's like, did they like it? Did they didn't like it? And, because the new coach and for you to pass on to your coaches as well. Like I hate to wear that first month where they get some people that are upset about, oh my gosh, I didn't know this was going to come out. It's like, well, it says it 5 times when you order.
Right.
First of all, but yes, I do like to remind you about it. So
Right.
And then you kind of miss that opportunity to help them to get the discount too. So
Right.
All right, girl. Well,
okay, cool.
I'll let you get going and
awesome. I've got lots of great ideas now.
Yay! Good.
Super. Yay!
And remember to you can always reach out in the team page too with any other questions or just add some nuggets that you found. You can add some things in there too.
Okay, well.
When you're listening to all this personal development, when you hear a great one that we would all be
really jumps out.
Yep.
I'll send it out to everybody. Okay. Yeah.
All right, girl.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Great chatting with you.
Good talking with you too. All right. Bye, Linz.
Bye.